Namaste, my name is Nihilish and I teach artificial intelligence and large language models to senior IT professionals in a very simple language. So we hear a lot about AI agents, and there are many frameworks to create these AI agents. Now the thing is, can AI agents do stand-up comedy? And moreover, can one agent make jokes by taking punchline from another agent? So we'll create a multi AI agent system for doing stand up comedy. And as I said, one agent will make jokes on other agents' punchline. So we'll be using Autogen for this. And by making this agent, we'll actually learn how to use Autogen for creating conversable agents and other features. The idea is to learn Autogen by doing this, by making this simple project. So for that, let's understand this thing code by code, what all things we can do using Autogen. So now if you can see, we need to install Autogen. So we are installing Autogen. And if you can see, then we'll install OpenAI. Now you must be wondering what is HTTPX. HTTPX is the modern HTTP format to call APIs, right? And we are specifically installing the specific versions because we need to run some code. Basically this version only supports that code. That's the point. That's why we are doing it. Like there are some changes in the framework, and that's why we need to have specific versions. So now once we have that, now we can import OS, and then you can see we can use our OpenAI API key. So what we are doing, we can basically add a variable. Like I have added Open API key. You can add your key here, and then once you add it, you can access it using this command. Basically we are saying we are importing user data, and then we are accessing the value of this key from the user data. So let's import OS, and then let's access OpenAPI key, and the LLM which I am using, LLM config is GPT 3.5 Turbo. You can use any model you want. You can use GPT-4 or any other model from OpenAI for this. Now thing is, what we need to do, we need conversable agent, as I said earlier. So now we are importing conversable agent, and we are defining our agent. Let's create a very simple agent which can crack jokes. So you can specify a name. We are specifying LLM config, and then we are saying human input mode, which is never. So human input is how much human intervention you want. So I'm saying never. There are multiple values which human input can take. It can take force, as in I can forcefully end the conversation. It can have always, that agent will always only be triggered when it gets an input from human. So these are the different values which human input, basically you can assign it for human input mode. So now once we have assigned when we have created an agent, now what we can do, we can say agent dot generate underscore reply, and what we are saying tell me a PJ, and the role is of the user. So user is saying tell me a PJ, and then let's see what model can output. So model has come up with a joke, a PJ to be precise, that sure, here it's a funny joke for you. Why did the bicycle fall over? Because it was too tired. So it's supposed to be a PJ. Now the idea is, now we'll create two AI agentic systems. So I called them J and Viru. So what we are saying, that we have one. So now basically we are defining two agents. The first one is J, and we are saying your name is J, and you are a stand-up comedian known for your PJs. and the same thing. Then we are giving LLM config, human input mode is never. And the second is Viru. And then we are saying your name is Viru and you are a stand-up comedian famous for your PJs. Start the next joke from the punchline of the previous joke. That's how we'll set the tone that he will make the joke on the punchline from the chat. Basically, this agent, it's not he, basically it from basically Viru will our agent Viru will make a joke uh, from the punchline of the joke from J, right? So you can see through Conversable Agent from Autogen, we can actually do this. And now what we need to do, we need to start the system. So how do we start the system? We are saying we initiate the chat, and we are saying viru dot initiate underscore chat. So we are initializing the chat, and who is the recipient? Recipient is Jay. So viru will start, and Jay will listen and basically make the joke. So now you can see, and I'm messages. First, let's see the message. Messages. I am Viru. Jay, let's keep the PJs rolling. And we are saying maximum turns equals to 3, as in both the agents will get 3 chances. You can specify any number you want, 2, 4, right? So now it's saying I am Viru. Jay, let's keep the PJs rolling. So now what Jay has come up with? Hey Viru, why did the math book look sad? Because it had too many problems. And then Viru to Jay, why did the tomato turn red? Because it saw the salad dressing. Good one. Speaking of, so now Jay is saying, speaking of tomatoes, why did the tomato turn to the corner? Because it saw the salad undressing. Oh, sorry, salad dressing. So same things. Based on that, it created a PJ. So they went on, and after 3 chances, they stopped. Now using Autogen, we can also see the chat history. So let's say if we create an agent and we deploy it, and if we want to see what is the chat history and how much cost we have incurred, so we can check that as well. So what we are saying chat history and cost. So now you can see we are using, let's print chat result dot chat underscore result dot chat underscore history. So you can see this is the history we have got. So each user got its first chance, and then this thing was repeated 3 times. So this is one. And now if we want to understand the cost, let's understand the cost. So the total cost we incurred was 0.0004175 US dollars. Now what if we want to terminate the chat? Like we don't want to assign this thing, that we don't want maximum turns, we want it to go on, and then we have some string or some terminating text based on which the chat can be terminated. So this is what we want. So for that we can use that. Now you can see Autogen provides this thing called is underscore termination underscore message. So now we'll create our agent as as we created earlier. You can see your name is Jay and you are a stand-up comedian. When you are ready to end the conversation, say I gotta go or goodbye. So it can say anything, and then we are defining this, that is underscore termination underscore message. And what is message? I gotta go. So when agents would say I gotta go, it would basically terminate the conversation. Similarly, we have specified with Viru. So Viru also has an option. It can also say I gotta go or goodbye. Maybe I can do this thing as well here. So now both have this option, that whether they can say I gotta go or goodbye, and the chat will be terminated. So let's first define these agents, and then now let's again initiate the chat. So again we are saying Viru dot initiate underscore chat, recipient would be Jay, and message would be I am Viru. Jay, let's keep the jokes rolling. So now let's see what happens. So now So now you can see they are continuing for some time. They have not stopped with 3, and then now when they said goodbye, basically then the chat actually got terminated. So when chat basically said goodbye, the chat got terminated, and it ran for about 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10, almost 10. So 5, they each agent got 5 chances. So you can see how easy it is to make conversable agents in Autogen. That's what I wanted to see. You can use any use case. I took use case of stand-up comedy. You can, and I specifically specified PJ. You can specify any jokes. You can specify jokes, normal jokes, or you can specify any other jokes in any other language, in Hindi or whatever language you want agents to crack the jokes. Or you can create any conversation, like any other conversation apart from jokes. The point is that with by using Autogen, we can create conversable agents, and then we can make them converse with each other. So I hope you like the video. uh, See you in the next. Thanks. Bye.